T'enfuir.
M'enfuir.
T'enfuir.
M'enfuir.
T'enfuir.
M'enfuir.
T'enfuir.
M'enfuir.
T'enfuir.
M'enfuir.
Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. Our program will begin in 5 minutes. Ladies and gentlemen, the State of the City program will begin in 4 minutes. Please be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, we ask that you please take your seats as the program will begin in 3 minutes. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. Our program will begin in 2 minutes.
Let's come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Oh. Let's fall in love.
Ladies and gentlemen, the State of the City program will begin in 1 minute. Please welcome the immediate past chairman of the Greater Oklahoma City Chamber, Pete Delaney.
Morning, everyone. Welcome to the 17th Greater Oklahoma City State of the City. I'm standing in for David Rainbolt, as you know, our current chair, who is out of the country. He said something about he doesn't do State of the City unless oil's over 50 or something. I don't know. But I'm delighted to be here today and to talk about the 17 years that are represented by these events that have been witness to some of our community's greatest accomplishments. Since that first event, that first State of the City event in 2000, we've seen dramatic change. And today we'll hear more about what the future may bring. Your chamber is working hard to sustain our community's momentum, specifically through the continued diversification of our economy, the development of entrepreneurial infrastructure, and the growth of new jobs through recruitment and existing industry support. While the commodity environment no doubt challenges us, we are experiencing continued growth in sectors of our local economy. As always, a key element to our success on these past efforts has been the collaboration from the successful partnerships with elected leaders, governments, and nonprofit groups. The City of Oklahoma City is a most important partner, and our continued collaboration will create an ever more better place to live and work. Our chamber partners with the City of Oklahoma City in some of our most vital work. We are partners in economic development. We are partners in the convention and visitor attraction and retail development. And with city funding, we leverage our private sector investment to bring jobs and investment that increases our tax base and pursue a greater quality of life for our city's residents. Another important partnership is forming the Oklahoma City Public Schools Compact that we've talked about in the past. The agreement that formally establishes the compact was signed just this week by Oklahoma City Public Schools and the City of Oklahoma City. As additional entities formally join in, the Chamber, the Foundation for Oklahoma City Public Schools, and the United Way of Central Oklahoma, we create a new pathway to ensuring continued and continuous improvement in our schools. But we must recognize that new pathways require resources, and the Chamber will continue its efforts to support funding important education initiatives. Our joint work with the city to bring visitors to Oklahoma City is a long-standing one. Since 1972, the Chamber has provided oversight of the Oklahoma City Convention and Visitor Bureau's operations, and continued growth in the number of visitors coming to our market is testimony to the success of that work. The hospitality industry is our third largest concentration of employment and is growing quickly. The industry brings in more than $2 billion a year and supports more than $912 million in payroll and more than 31,500 jobs. The public investment the city is making with the MAPS 3 projects, such as the Convention Center, the park, and the River Sport Rapids, will help spur additional private sector investment in new venues and attractions, leveraging our return on the investment of our taxpayer funds. We continue to see strong growth in sectors of the job market. In 2015, chamber-assisted companies announced almost 6,000 new jobs in our region at an average wage of almost $49,000. These same companies plan to invest $1 billion in expansions. Likewise, our work in recruiting new-to-market and destination retail continues to reap dividends. In Oklahoma, sales tax is the most significant funding available to municipal governments, and this work is crucial to maintaining Oklahoma City's tax base. We saw openings of H&M, Cabela's, Madewell, Charming Charlie's, and Topgolf this year, along with announcements from iFly and Trader Joe's. This is a partnership that works. And I want to thank and recognize the mayor and the city council and the city staff. We appreciate your dedication and professionalism, and we are proud and grateful for what you do. We are fortunate to live in a community with a collaborative and effective city government and stand with you in continuing this effort. Now let's show them our appreciation with a round of applause. Please enjoy your lunch.
And now we invite you to enjoy lunch, where we will recognize on screen the sponsors of today's event. Special thanks to signature sponsor, the Oklahoma City Thunder. We will reconvene shortly for Mayor Mick Cornett's State of the City address.
the music with so much class.
rire.
Moi. Vous ne croyez à rien?
Qui parle de mourir.
Moi. Ce n'est pas d'argent que j'ai besoin, mais d'un ami
Oui, oui, d'un ami.
qui me donne les renseignements qu'il me faut pour m'enfuir. J'ai toujours voulu m'enfuir.
T'enfuir.
M'enfuir.
T'enfuir.
M'enfuir.
T'enfuir.
M'enfuir.
T'enfuir.
M'enfuir.
T'enfuir.
M'enfuir.
T'enfuir.
M'enfuir.
Let's fall in love.
C'est laid chez vous. C'est ici qu'on aimerait mourir. On n'aurait rien à regretter.
Qui parle de mourir?
Moi. Vous ne croyez à rien?
Qui parle de mourir?
Moi. Ce n'est pas d'argent que j'ai besoin, mais d'un ami
Oui, oui, d'un ami.
qui me donne les renseignements qu'il me faut pour m'enfuir. J'ai toujours voulu m'enfuir.
T'enfuir.
M'enfuir.
T'enfuir.
M'enfuir.
T'enfuir.
M'enfuir.
T'enfuir.
M'enfuir.
T'enfuir.
M'enfuir.
Please welcome once again the immediate past chairman of the Greater Oklahoma City Chamber, Pete Delaney.
Well, we have a great crowd here today, and we're almost to the featured presentation where you get to hear our dynamic mayor speak, and I'll get off the stage soon. But before we get to that, I would like to ask all the elected officials in the room to stand. Let's recognize them for their leadership. Their leadership, public service, and for attending today's event. Now on with the introduction of our great mayor. A few months ago, Oklahoma City's first four-term mayor was named to the Politico 50, a list of 50 thinkers, doers, and visionaries transforming American politics in 2015. Politico is the latest national publication to discover Oklahoma City Mayor Mick Cornett. Governing Magazine has named him Public Official of the Year, and Newsweek called him one of the 5 most innovative mayors in the United States. An international organization based in London named him number 2 mayor in the world. How about that? Nearly 1.5 million people around the world have watched his TED Talk on how he put Oklahoma City on a diet. What you may not know is he was recently invited to fly to Dublin and put Ireland on a diet. Maybe we'll hear about that in a moment. His peers across the United States have elected him vice president of the U.S. Conference of Mayors, and in June he will become president of that national organization. In Oklahoma City, he's Mayor Mick. He's the mayor whose persistently optimistic leadership helped bring the NBA to the Oklahoma City. He's worked with City Council to make our community healthier and more walkable, and during his time in office, the city has invested nearly $2 billion in schools and quality of life infrastructure through the MAPS programs. That investment has generated nearly $6 billion in private sector investment, and he will tell you, in Oklahoma City, we still have yet the best in front of us. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a warm welcome to Mayor Mick Cornett. Mayor?
Thank you. It is good to see all of you. So many smiling faces and hardly an empty chair in the room. So thank you all for coming. You know, the number of people that attend this event has increased every year, and I am told today we have over 1,660, which is fabulous. Give yourself a round of applause. I'm interested, though, because I know we get a lot of repeat visitors. How many of you have attended this event before? Raise your hand. Wow, okay. How many of you are from out of town? I know we have some executives from Southwest Airlines in from Dallas today that are visiting, trying to find out what's going on in Oklahoma City. And to each and every one of you, welcome to the State of the City address for 2016. I want to thank the Thunder and Bank of Oklahoma for being our main sponsors today. And of course, this is a Chamber of Commerce event, which gives me the chance to thank them for all they do for us. If you think back through the history books, 75 years ago, they helped secure Tinker Air Force Base. 15 years ago, they helped us pass Maps for Kids. 10 years ago, they helped us get an NBA team. And today, our city is getting more and more national attention. So let's not forget the business leaders of this community that have put together one of the top chambers of commerce in the world. And yeah, I agree. I would ask, though, everyone who's on the Chamber's board of directors or on the staff of the Chamber, would you please stand so we can show our appreciation? This is quite a group. Thank you all very much. We also have members of the City Council here today, and I will ask them to stand. Not all of them could make it, but if they would stand as I mention their name, I would appreciate it. These are 8 individuals who give generously of their time and expertise. Let's start with Ward 1. James Greiner is here. Ward 2, Ed Shadid. Ward 3, Larry McAtee. Ward 4, Pete White. Ward 5, David Greenwell. Ward 6, Meg Salyer. Ward 7, John Pettis. And Ward 8, Mark Stone Cipher. Okay, if they would remain standing, I want to ask the rest of the people that we work with at City Hall and who work for city government, with all the city employees that made it here today, please stand. And then, wait, hold off. And then everyone who works on a city commission or volunteers on an advisory board or an oversight board or a trust, if you serve on any of our council committees or oversight situations, would you please stand? Now let's give everybody a hand, our council, our city staff, and our community volunteers, a round of applause. On a personal note, the table where my family sits looks a little bit different this year. My mother passed away last spring, and I bring it up because this was her favorite event. I would typically drive over to the neighborhood where I grew up, and she would get in the car and almost without comment would add, "Today I get to go downtown and listen to the mayor talk." And she was seemingly oblivious to the fact that she taught the mayor how to talk. Terry and I and the rest of the family do miss her, but we do have a new addition to the family this year. We have a new granddaughter. That's 4, if you're counting. This is Penny, and I had just told her about all the exciting things going on in Oklahoma City, and you can see how wide-eyed she is and how surprised. You know, as far as Penny is concerned, we've always had an NBA team. We've always had the Devon Tower downtown. And the river has always had water. But for so many of us, these things still feel new. They're examples of change, positive change. And I don't think there's a city in the country that has changed more than us. Around the world, people are noticing that Oklahoma City is changing, and a lot of people apparently like what they see. 40,000 people have moved here since 2010. As you know, the media loves to rank cities. Just last week, USA Today came out with a list. The 14 places you have to visit in 2016. Now, they have places like Hawaii, San Diego, Philadelphia, Las Vegas, and us. We made the list, and it's a great compliment to our tourism industry. Other lists in the past year. New Geography magazine named us one of the top cities for veterans. We were #1 on their list. A website called Thumbtack named us as the #1 community for small businesses that wanted to grow. Entrepreneur magazine agrees. They put together a list of the top 25 cities worth moving to if you want to launch a business. We were #1 on their list. CBRE looked to see which cities were growing their technology markets. No city in the country has a faster growth rate than Oklahoma City. We're up 38%. The University of Michigan conducted a study on traffic commutes. In a lot of cities, commuters spend hours a week in their cars. Oklahoma City ranked #1 for the fastest commute in the United States. We have been noted for our low construction cost, our low cost of living, and our manufacturing industry is remaining strong, stronger than any city west of the Mississippi. Virtually any media organizations that looks at cities and starts to look at jobs puts us on the list. Millennials are encouraged to move here. Retirees are encouraged to move here. And if you don't want to move here, Travel and Leisure magazine insists that you should visit. They put us on their list as one of the friendliest travel destinations. In fact, we were #1 in the category of least rude and number one in the category of least snobby. So the good news is, if the category is friendliness, we aren't likely to thumb our nose at other people, but we could if we wanted to. Two other rankings I want to mention. We all know about our nation's growing issues with inequality. You should know that according to Brookings, we have one of the lowest rates of inequality in the country. And this one may surprise you. We've long had a history and reputation of being an energy-based economy. But 20 years ago, we started making significant efforts to diversify. And you know the results. We have companies today like Boeing, GE, Dell, Hertz, American Fidelity, Love's, Hobby Lobby, Integris, Sonic, LSB, OU Medical. I could go on and on. Well, a national look at 350 different local economies had us ranked number 11th as the most diversified in the United States. We're 11th out of 350. So if you're wondering why in 2016, when oil prices are down, there's still so much new construction taking place, that is part of the reason. The oil and gas industry is 3% of our employee base. Now, it's a much larger percentage of our economy because those are higher paying jobs. But the idea that we can't survive a reduction in energy prices is an outdated viewpoint. In preparing for this address, one of the most difficult aspects of it is trying to reflect on the importance and our appreciation of the nonprofit sector. We try to keep government small in Oklahoma. We generally do a good job. But that does mean that we rely more and more on nonprofits to help the community create the type of city where people want to live and the type of community that we expect. And obviously, I can't possibly name all of the nonprofits that do great work, but I do want to mention a few and some of our best success stories. The first one is the Homeless Alliance. They and their individual agencies are dealing with our most vulnerable citizens. The Alliance deals with so many different people in so many difficult situations that it is hard to categorize. But let me just put in a pitch for you to help them with their charitable dollars. They have a tough job. Their success in dealing with veterans who are homeless is something that you should be proud of. In 2014, the Homeless Alliance began a program called Journey Home OKC. We identified 373 veterans who fit the definition of chronically homeless. Of that 373, 262 now have a place to live. And we anticipate that by the end of this year, we may have a place that all 373 can call home. There is no one cure for homelessness in America, but we are moving in the right direction, and we're doing it with your help. We also work closely with the Humane Society. They were organized back in 2007, and since that time, they have helped us find homes for over 20,000 dogs and cats. With their efforts, we have spayed or neutered over 78,000 animals. We still got work to do in this area, but again, we're heading in the right direction. Our live release rate is something we can now be proud of. Food distribution is still a big issue in our city. How do we deal with hunger and obesity at the same time? How do we make sure that everyone in our community has access to fresh fruits and vegetables? Our local food bank is doing a wonderful job helping us to distribute food to those in need. In health, our local city-county health department has become a national model. And again, you can look at the statistics and understand that we have a long way to go. There are so many health issues that are the result of behavior, it's hard for a community to improve its health statistics quickly. It's tough to change behavior, but no community in the country is doing more than we're doing. From building health facilities in income-challenged neighborhoods, to increasing health education in the schools, to building sidewalks and bike trails and senior wellness centers, we are changing the culture of health in this community. We are also not going to become the community that we want to be without a commitment to the arts. And the amount of money that is going to the arts is also up. Allied Arts is celebrating its 45th anniversary this year. They help fund so many arts organizations in our community, but they broke their fundraising record again in 2015, over $3.4 million distributed to arts and educational organizations around the metro. They are now launching their 2016 campaign, and it should be important to all of us that they have another record year. The Oklahoma City Art Museum is preparing for an incredible exhibit of art from Matisse and Picasso. It's a collection of modernism that is coming to us straight from Paris. Many of the paintings and sculptures that you'll be able to see have never left Europe before. Oklahoma City will be the only stop in North America, and you'll be able to see it here this summer. We are also about to enter a golden age in live music. On Northwest 23rd, the remodeled Tower Theater will open this spring. Meanwhile, in Bricktown, the Criterion Theater is under construction. And on the western edge of downtown, the 21C Hotel, it too will have a live music component. In public safety, the crime rate is down another 10%. However, our homicide rate, which had dropped significantly in 2013 and dropped again in 2014, has followed the national trend and is back up in 2015, though it is still lower than it was 3 years ago. And when you look through the numbers, many of our homicides are the result of domestic violence. In the past 2 years, we have made significant changes in the way we're dealing with these situations. We're handling the calls differently. We're handling the investigations differently. We're learning more and more about the type of cases that are likely to escalate. And as part of that effort, this year, the YWCA opened up the Thelma Gaylord Emergency Shelter. It more than doubles our ability to get people out of a dangerous situation. Our new expanded efforts on domestic violence are drawing national attention as a best practice. This is not an issue that just affects a few people. It affects all of us, directly or indirectly. And so we all have to be part of the solution. We have to be less tolerant about violence in the home. We need to speak up and take action. The idea that domestic violence is going to improve if we do nothing is part of the reason we have such a problem to begin with. We have more resources to deal with mental illness, anger management, and family crisis prevention than ever before. We are moving forward with the concept of a family justice center, a comprehensive facility where victims of domestic violence can access much needed resources in a safe and non-threatening environment. Let's use these services. Let's stop the cycle of domestic violence. It is keeping us from being the community we want to be. As you know, our number one priority at City Hall is public safety. It's where most of your local tax dollars are spent. The last bond issue we passed included several capital projects for the police and fire departments. And as a result of that commitment, we opened up a new police station this past fall. It replaces a building that had served us well for over 60 years. And as you probably also know, we're always looking for new police officers. So if you know of a young person that might make a quality police officer, especially if they can add to the diversity of our force, please encourage them to apply. As for construction projects, they are seemingly everywhere you look. We're investing in new schools. We have plans to build new fire stations. We are repairing bridges, improving parks. We're addressing our drainage systems. We're replacing buses. We're updating libraries. When you put more money into streets and police and schools, you are building stronger neighborhoods, and neighborhoods are important to us. Of course, many of the construction projects you see around town are part of MAPS 3, and 2016 will be the biggest year yet for this initiative that began back in 2010. This spring, we will open up the River Sport Rapids, a man-made whitewater facility that you and your family can enjoy as a kayaking adventure. But before you get a chance to show it or to try it, the United States Olympic team will get a chance. We're going to hold the Olympic trials here this May. Also scheduled to open this summer is the Expo Center at the fairgrounds. It's a 290,000 square foot building that will become the centerpiece of our exhibit space at the fairgrounds. MAPS 3 is a significant part of all the improvements you see out there. New and better parking, better access, and this expo building should be a big economic development driver for decades to come. Also currently under construction is the first of our 4 senior wellness centers. This facility will open up at Northwest 112th and Rockwell. Like every community in the country, we're growing older as a population. This facility reflects our commitment to helping seniors live healthy, active lives. This past year, we opened up the first of our MAPS 3 trails. It connects the Oklahoma River Trail to Lake Overholser. This trail is getting lots of use. Let's take a look. How about a round of applause for the MAPS 3 trail? Slide right. And the next trail is already under construction. As you know, MAPS 3 includes sidewalks. How many in here have seen the sidewalk construction that's taking place in the city? Yeah. Well, thank you. The feedback is overwhelmingly positive. We're connecting neighborhoods with parks and schools and shopping centers. Every once in a while, though, I get into a conversation with someone who is not thrilled. It usually goes like this. They'll say, "Mayor, you're building a sidewalk in my neighborhood." And it's at this point I sense that they're not about to thank me. And if I don't say anything, they usually continue. They'll say, "We don't need sidewalks. Nobody walks in our neighborhood." Well, maybe nobody walks in your neighborhood because you don't have sidewalks. Most people like sidewalks, and the sidewalks we're constructing are being used. And just to prove it, yesterday afternoon, kind of on a whim, I tweeted, "Please send me your picture if you're out on one of our sidewalks right now." So let's see what we got. I think we got 6 people that sent in a picture of themselves on our sidewalks around the city. Well, we appreciate those that send in their pictures, and you'll be pleased to know there are more sidewalks on the way. The 3 highest profile MAPS 3 projects are about ready to come out of the ground. The park is already under construction just to the south of here. The streetcar and the convention center are not far behind. That's over $500 million in planning and construction that will be introduced to our economy over the next few years. In education, although success is a little inconsistent, we are sensing real improvement in some of our classrooms. For the past several years, we've seen poor results at the middle school level in the Oklahoma City public school system. We've seen attendance drop, we've seen test scores continue to slip, but things are changing. This year, the math scores in our middle schools rose 18 points. Yeah. And enrollment in the district as a whole is up to 46,000. The demographics in the district are continuing to change, and they have changed rapidly. 15 years ago, 19% of the district was Hispanic. Today, it's over half. And if you look into the suburbs, it's a similar story. The Putnam City School District is now 21% Hispanic. As you know, we've had a lot of construction projects over the years, 75 of them with MAPS for kids in the K through 12 education. Many of these projects are taking place not just in the inner city district, but all over the city. And during the construction of Emerson School, we discovered something quite extraordinary. You may have seen this. Last summer, we removed a wall and uncovered some blackboards that had been perfectly preserved for nearly 100 years. A few weeks ago, we tore down another wall and we found some more of these blackboards. And I wanted to show you, these are dated from December of 1917. So the teachers and the boys and the girls who were involved in this work are long gone. But I felt compelled to show it to you because it seems to me that they purposely left these blackboards for us to see at a later date. The penmanship, the colors, and I think it's a reminder that when you're doing school construction, it's going to have to stand the test of time. At the higher ed level, I want to take a moment to mention our ever-growing relationship with UCO. President Betts and his staff are continuing their commitment to Oklahoma City. You're probably aware of ACM, the School of Rock that they offer downtown. You may be less aware of their new boathouse and jazz lab on the river, or the new downtown MBA program. We are also working with them, and the Brookings Institute are improving our innovation district. And none of these are small endeavors. Elsewhere, higher ed got a boost with the Oklahoma City University Law School moving downtown. The Stevenson Cancer Center on the OU Health Sciences Center is growing. They're going to be applying for NCI designation later this year. There is new construction on OSU's campus in Oklahoma City, as well as OCCC. Enrollment in our career techs is up. Nothing contributes more to adding to our investments in workforce than investments in education. And I cannot imagine there's another city in the country that has more education and research projects underway than us. 2016 figures to have its share of landmark events in these areas and others. Now, we still have a little work to do, but it appears that the American Indian Cultural Center is back on track. I hope that soon we can reach an agreement between the city and the state and the Chickasaw Nation and get construction going again out there. In the Innovation District, the new GE Oil and Gas Technology Center will open this year. And in sports, this is going to be a busy spring. In March, we'll be hosting the Big 12 Women's Basketball Tournament in this building. Across the street, in the building across the street. And then the first and second round of the NCAA Men's Basketball Tournament are going to be right here in Oklahoma City. So the road to the Final Four heads right down Reno Avenue. In April, we expect over 20,000 participants in the Oklahoma Memorial Marathon. In May, we expect the Thunder to be in the NBA playoffs again. And we will once again be hosting the Big 12 baseball tournament. In June, the Women's College World Series returns to Hall of Fame Stadium. So add in the Olympic trials for kayak down on the river, and it's going to be a busy season. Let's sum things up. I know there's a sense of caution in the air, but I want you to remind yourself of the many ways that Oklahoma City has prepared for times like this. This is a different city, a more diversified economy, a city that is built on bold ideas. Believe me, there's a lot of people out there around the country that want to be us. We're a city where income is rising, where unemployment is low, where housing prices are affordable, and traffic congestion is an occasional inconvenience instead of a daily nightmare. If there are young people in your life, read to them. If there are older people in your neighborhood, check in on them occasionally and see how they're doing. Support your local merchants and volunteer at your kid's school, at your church, or one of the many nonprofits that is doing incredible work to move this city forward. Thank you for doing all you're doing to make this such a great city. And thanks for coming today.
Mayor, thank you very much. Great speech, great optimistic leadership. We very much appreciate that. Once again, before we adjourn, I'd like to thank our signature event sponsor, the Oklahoma City Thunder, and all of our sponsors who made this event possible. We are adjourned. Have a great day. Thank you.